Hey guys, welcome back. Nationals has been, and I awarded a Best Brew playmat, just like this one here. So let's take a look at the deck and dive right in. Hey guys, welcome back. So as you can see here, this is what won. This is what won Best Brew. It is like a Temur Midrange control deck, I will say, is the best way I can describe it. So it has a lot going on. So the first thing that I want to say that originally I did dismiss this list at looking at it, because effectively how it was given was the TO Dan had selected an amount of decks that he thought was interesting. If there was a lot that he thought was a brew, he obviously shortlisted that to about, I think it was about 10. But I did end up asking to see more because there was other stuff. This was on the shortlist. There was 3 Breathless Night decks. There was a mono green counters deck. There was a blue green Slime Against Humanity deck that was played. I seen a Grixis Madness deck as well. There was a lot of different innovations on brews, which was really sweet to see such a large event. But um, this one, effectively, I did when looking at this list, I was like, oh, the Slime Against Humanity deck's much more interesting. This is just blue red Scred, but with Writhing Chrysalis in. Um, and I feel like when you look deeper into it, there's a lot more stuff going on. Like, don't get me wrong, it's literally just Tolarian Terror and Writhing Chrysalis with a sort of Scred package. But the fact that they've managed to squeeze Rumble in there, the sideboard has Weather the Storms. We've got 2 Avenging Hunters sneaking in as well. I think there is a lot more going on than just saying this is blue red Scred. This is like a whole dedicated mid-range deck, which is quite interesting. We've obviously got down here, you can see here, we've got 3 land cyclers, got 2 Oliphants and a Generous End. So the deck is really interesting. And it looks, and the reason I chose this as well was basically the other decks that I seen were like there was one that was like a mono green counters deck, utilizing +1/+1 counters and things like that. With Nyxborn Hydra had like Pollen Bright Druid, Duskcrawler, something. The all 3 that gives a counter and anything but a counter's trample. Um, there was really a lot of stuff going on with that deck, but that if I was to basically look up mono green counters, that was sort of how you would see it. But also, not only that, is one thing that I really stood out about this deck in comparison to like Slime, which again was a very generic. If you were to Google a blue green Slime deck, it had Foresight, it had Tolarian Terror, an amount of Slime Against Humanities, a couple of counter spells, as you would expect a blue green Slime Against Humanity deck to look like. Um, the thing that I liked about this is it had took a concept and it had brewed it in a way to make it work in the metagame. So obviously Riven Chrysalis is a great addition, Tolarian Terror is a great addition, all that sort of stuff. But you can tell that the metagame card, like the choice of cards, had really considered the metagame. Like a lot of, like obviously a high number of counter spell pierce, got 4 Screds, so we're a bit low on removal, but high on interaction with the whole 4 counter spells, 3 spell pierce. Um, Along with obviously the reduced numbers of like sort of Monarch. I imagine I wouldn't be surprised if these started up quite high, and then as the metagames evolved, that these are more of a hindrance than an actual, but they do win games on their own. So the thing that I liked about this deck is basically not only did they obviously brew an archetype, but they took it into consideration about the metagame, which is really important when brewing. You sometimes need to give take a little from what your deck's trying to do. Like obviously everyone can build a mono black vampires or a black red vampires or a whatever deck you want to brew, but taking out some cards to rein the your brew in a little bit to consider the metagame is a really good skill to have, and I think I really did enjoy the fact that this person has actually taken this into account. Ironically, however, this deck was brewed by a judge that basically loaned their deck to a friend who was playing Nationals. So the winner of the best brew wasn't actually the brewer, it was the judge, which was quite funny. But this is the deck. We are basically just a control deck, a mid-range control deck, utilizing Avenging Hunter, Murmur Mystic, Azure Fleet, Chrysalis, and Terra. We've obviously got 4 Lauren reveals over here. I'm struggling to get it all on one page, so that's why the Oliphants and the Ents are down here. Again, another thing that I really like is Oliphant is probably the worst out there. Like, obviously, you have less green sources, so you only have 3 green sources, so the one Ent's probably fine. But Oliphant is a much worse creature than End, but the fact that it gives your Terra and your Writhing Chrysalis Ramble is really interesting when you do cast it. So that's another thing that they've obviously considered. Other than that, the only thing that stands out to me is the Rumble. Like, you can only hit threats with this, or lands, which is interesting. So obviously you are looking at surviving the early game with Count Spell, Spell Pierce, Breath Weapon, Scred, Brainstorm, etc. So be interesting to see if that ends up hindering us. Obviously, it pays off quite well in playing early terrors, which I do like, but we'll see how it goes. It's pretty interesting nonetheless. And then finally, moving on to the sideboard, it's clearly I would say it's an unrefined sideboard. They obviously just don't really know what they want. They have 3 Bebs, 3 Hydros, 3 Annuls, 3 Weathers, and then 2 Casnifiers and a Gorilla Sham. They're all fairly obvious what they're after. Like Annuls, obviously for artifacts, enchantments, obviously doubles up against Glee and Affinity. You got 2 Casnifiers and Gorilla Shaman against Affinity. Casnify comes in against aggro too. With 3 Hydros for the red matchups, 3 Rebs for the blue matchups, 3 Weathers again for the aggro matchups. And it's self-explanatory stuff, but it's just obviously they clearly don't have an exact sideboard plan. And I feel like post-board Rumble's probably going to be the cut, because A, you're going to face graveyard hit, so you want to slow down the terror side anyways, and then B, you're obviously bringing in spells. But we'll see how this goes, and we'll dive right into game one. I'm really excited to try this deck, because this deck is the best brew at UK Nationals. Hey guys, welcome back here to round number 1. Let's have some fun. So we have basically a Scred here. This gets a green source. I actually think I'm going to keep this. It's not great. We obviously have 5 lands and a Scred. A Scred helps us get along in the later game. We can lead on Fjord, so we can actually play it. That's pretty good. But we're basically very heavily reliant on this Avenging Hunter Mataran. I'm actually going to Ent as opposed to Landscape. And I'm going to get a... We don't have much red, so I'm just going to get a blue here. Yeah, just get a Rhinewood Falls, I think. And play that. This basically allows us to cycle this landscape. We are against Grixis Affinity. Yep. I think I'm going to play the untapped land here, so I can cycle the landscape if needed. And I most likely will just cycle the landscape. Yes. Did I find another land? Are we getting refurbed? No. I'm going to just take the 2 here, leave the Scred for something bigger. I might actually Scred next turn, but it does depend. Blue, green, red, cycle. Well, punished. Hard punished. We'll play the Fjord here, just get another red source down. We don't need double green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Refurb. So we'll get rid of the tap land here. Do I Scred this? I think I have to wait, right? And this is why I was saying earlier, you can sort of see why these are probably cut down quite low. Wow. So I'm going to play this, which might be, but I just need something. I get a extra card here. If the Garth Blast is, that's fine. Obviously, if they attack and don't have a removal spell here, this obviously is pretty good at taking the Monarch in itself. But right now, I just need a card. I just need cards. I need something here. I imagine game 1, this is pretty awkward. Obviously, casting the Fire and Gorilla Shaman really do help it, along with a Null to an extent as well. No counter spells. Obviously, we did only keep a 5 lander with an Avenging Hunter, which we were relying on being good, and a Scred. Okay. I'm gonna swing with both. Yep. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill one of them when obviously they can take when they can just still take the Monarch. Start, huh? Yep. Yep. So they still have 2 treasures up. Let's play a land here. Let's swing for 3, looking at taking the Monarch. 3, 4, 5. We take the Monarch back. We have a counterspell and a Scred. I'm looking for a breath weapon. Okay, that's not a breath weapon. We will have to kill one here because the chances are quite high that they could have double Garv Blast here. Started dead if you on a blood token, that's fine. Fine's not the word I should use, to be fair. Sure. Don't have another one. Star, sure. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to kill one of these here. I feel like I can't fight other cards when they're so far ahead. Seems like a lose battle. I fight over them their card draw, their further ahead in cards, the deeper in cards. I feel like I just have to fight over damage now. So maybe I should have done this. Yep. They draw a card. Think we're dead. If I'm honest. 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll play this out. And that's all. This is only to block this, to be fair. Gonna basic island and pass. Spellbomb is fine. Interesting that they've chose to spellbomb here. Like I guess we don't really want these things early. Obviously, like there's one of these and 2 of these. We definitely don't want these early. We want to find our chrysalises, our terrors, etc. Or our Oliphants, clearly. Pretty awkward spot here, to be fair, because even if when we trade with this Mare Enforcer, I can easily just bring it back, especially with a refurb as well. The drawing. I'm assuming they're going to attack. Yep. So we'll block here. Take 2 down to 8. They take the initiative. They most likely have a swamp. Most lists do run 1. So we will try. We'll try and bring this back. I think it's very unlikely we win this game, but never say never. As our great, glorious Justin Bieber leader would say. Yes. So the Camp Blood found this turn. Crackland Shaman. So that sort of stops the board control. Like I'm hoping here to draw a Chrysalis to sort of stem this bleeding. A Garv Blast this. Okay. Draw a card. Go. I guess we could draw a Breath Weapon. Probably where we go. I also probably have to go down the... no, probably Scry. Sacrifice. And drum roll. Sacrifice. Cool. Interesting that they waited for... they didn't let this resolve. Play this land. Draw 3 cards. Find a Breath Weapon. Then a Forge. Problem is we're probably just dead, right? So they Forge here. And then we have to find an Avenging Hunter here. And Deadly Dispute this or bargain it. Yeah, we're just dead. We're stone cold to this card main board. So like we hit for 3, we can't take the initiative, and we die trap. There was no point in carrying on playing that there anyways. So we want these 2. We probably want these annuls. And this Gorilla Shaman. So I think the Monarch's probably fine. Murmur Mystic's probably necessity. I feel like Avenging Hunter is a trap post MH3. Rumble, as I was talking about earlier. I'll probably go for that. I don't think we need 3 breath weapons though. So maybe I'm supposed to keep an Avenging Hunter. But breath weapons are fine catch-all though. So keeping it in, like it's good catch-all against Crackline, it's good catch-all against Refurb. Obviously doesn't hit Mare Enforcer, but having a couple copies is probably fine. This seems fine to me. So we'll get Brainstorm into Brainstorm into... We'll end a turn Brainstorm. Actually, do we end of... Yeah, we'll probably end a turn Brainstorm here. Draw. But like we don't need all of this. So we don't want this. And we... Probably just bottom another one and then draw it, right? 1, 2, 3. I guess we don't need the island either. So just bottom this. Do we draw? We probably just don't draw. And get a Fjord into play. And that was pretty good. And then we have Brainstorm / Annul next turn. And Scred as well. Followed up by... This is annoying, but I would like to have annulled this, but Probably just again play the Fjord, hold up Brainstorm and Null, or Brainstorm, Scred and Null. But I can't imagine us Scredding anything in particular. Okay. Am I gonna play Chrysalis? Probably not next turn, right? Let's Brainstorm end a turn. Cast into the Fire, Murmur Mystic. All of these cards are pretty good. So I'm gonna do this, draw them, and then I'm gonna play the Fjord, and then hold up, and then have Cast into the Fire, Scred, and a Null. So I can hit this, and that cuts them off red. It cuts them off Pyroblast. But I also just hit this, and it cuts them off a good chunk of the lands. And then this can be, yeah. So let's exile that artifact. This. I don't really think I have to hit the Blood Fountain. This can't be Pyroblasted, which is quite nice. Which is what I'm assuming they're alluding to holding up here, is Pyroblast. So we could also bring in even more Hydros or such, or Rebs ourselves. But I ultimately decided against it because affinity sideboards are so different. So now we can hold up Scred and a Null. 3, 4. This cannot be Pyroblasted. So very unfortunate for them. We can't F6 now though, because we need to potentially look at sacrificing spawns in response. Let's set a cast down here. Oh, they have a Deadly District. They showed us I had a cast down, to be fair. So it is a card that we need to be conscious of. But the whole plan is, obviously, we'll look at seeing if they're going to crack on Shaman or whatever removal. Then we'll follow it up with... This is fine. Not really. I've got a Scred. I don't really care too much about this. And also, Riven Chrysalis is a 4/5. So... Interesting. So this land, obviously, we can cycle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Scred this. See if they Hydro. They do Hydro. Okay. No, I'll just play this land and pass. I'm surprised, to be honest. Like, our guys are 4/5, unless they're trying to allude to, obviously, Galv Blast it. Which, as soon as I play a second Chrysalis, sort of negates that. Currently don't have one, but still. We will likely just end of turn cycle this landscape. Galv Blast my face. Wow. That is some heavy commitment. They must have a lot of Galv Blasts in hand. That's such an odd play. It's not like they're going up to 8 cards or anything. You know, like, they don't have 7 cards in hand. So, 2 mana here. Oh, no. Kenku, huh? I think I'll try cycling this, see if I find a counter spell. Find the Crystals. Okay. That works out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. I feel like I don't. I'll just take this 3, and then as soon as I play to the Chrysalis, I can then start blocking both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chrysalis number 2. We need to be cautious of Toxin, basically. We'll play this land. 1, 2. So they can't Galv Blast these now, so we'll be fine doing this anyways. And then we get to play Murmur Mystic. I may have overcommitted just a little bit, especially into the potential of Crack on Shaman. And they still have a handful as well. No. I need to be like aggressively countering these. Pyroblast. Sure. Guess what? But obviously I missed the window with the Fjord, really. Galv Blast my face. You got it. Can't really attack here. Another Murmur Mystic. I think I'll commit the other Murmur Mystic here. That's fine. So they ultimately decide to Pyroblast this. Fine. Maybe I should be not even bringing in a Nulls and bringing in Hydros potentially, especially with Pyros coming in. Makes sense, right? Because I'm going to get a hit Galv Blast, Crack on Shaman plus Pyros. Null doesn't really hit anything relevant, I don't think. Let's annul this, just because I've got 1 card in hand. This is literally the only reason why I'm doing it. Okay. Let's then Galv Blast this, which I'm assuming what they're doing. So 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7. That still goes 7. Sure. Sort of as expected, but at least the Galv Blast's not going out face. That was a terrible draw. So they've used 3 Galv Blasts here. I'm keeping a land in hand in case I draw a refurb. Pitch. Yep. Cool. So I'll probably take 3 if they attack all out. Block here, and then we're gonna sack this. Obviously make this bigger, and take 3. And then that is, they've used 3 Galv Blast, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah. So now that that's dead, they have to basically they have to basically Blood Fountain back their Mirror Enforcer if they want it back, and we can counterspell it to some degree. Now 1 card, we get this block here. They can attack with both. So it's block here, block here. I need to find the second Casting the Fire here to deal with this. A Gorilla Sham will be good to at least put them down 2 lands also. So I wouldn't complain if we drew the 1 of Gorilla Shaman. Landscape. I'm gonna landscape. I'm just gonna cycle this landscape. Much better as a fresh card. Brainstorm is a great draw. Give me threats, give me threats, give me threats, give me threats. You're a pyro here. This is worth countering because we need something. All of these cards are reasonable. So which ones do we want first? So we probably want to go this, then this, and then play the island for holding up counterspell. No cards in hand. Are you going to Blood Fountain back a Mirror Enforcer, or are you going to wait for value for the Kenku? They're going to wait for Kenku value. Sure. Swing it in. Block. I can't take another 3, I don't think. I can take another 1 for the time being. Then we get a Writhing Chrysalis. I'm actually going to attack. With this second Writhing Chrysalis, I think I can attack now. 6, 7, 8. I think we just attack for 6 for the time being. Because we might want to block with these spawns. Nice. So then we block here. Unless they're not going to attack because there's no point. Okay. And then we have a Scred here. And then we pass. Problem is it favours them in the long term. So we really need to find something else outside of this. Now we're out of our Brainstorm lock. We need to find something else here. Ah, God. The fact that their Deadly Dispute is infinitely better than our Brainstorm, so we're likely not longed for this world. That's for sure. We need to find a Casting the Fire here. I maybe should have kept hold of the first one, but maybe not. I'm assuming no attacks. I will just hold on to this. I'll probably end up killing this, but finding that right window. Black 1. Bagging that away, okay. So they're going to look at trying to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I will happily cast this, and then I'll happily pass. They need to find an answer for this, which is pretty impressive. They've used 3 Galv Blasts, 1 cast down. It was a great draw, to be honest. Like, given this, Trample's actually pretty important. 8, 9, it hits for 10. Refurb, unfortunately, there's no point in discarding a Scred. They might as well get a redraw. Let's not have 6 in case they have a Crackland. 4 mana Blood Fountain. Nope. Not 4 mana Blood Fountain. 2. Oh, they had a cast down. Jesus. So lucky. Okay, so I need another good draw. Another Oliphant. So if I attack with this, I die. Do I just attack with a spawn in this? And then sack the spawn when it's blocked? Because they're going to double block here. And then they're going to Blood Fountain end of turn. They go block, block. They don't, they just block single block. Which is actually fine. No, they do double block. Okay. That actually stops lethal, right? Stops their lethal next turn, that is. We'll cast this again. Double Oliphant. So they took 4 there. I think that was worth extra. Like, we stopped the lethal. Because now if they're Blood Fountain back, they're Blood Fountain back this and the refurb. Most likely. Yeah. But if they didn't block with the refurb, they literally just played Kenku and attacked with this and this and this. And then we died because we could only block this. Refurb, sure. I think we're pretty much dead, right? But, yep. Yep. That's another Mirror Enforcer. Do the cast down. Why would you? Okay. I don't know why you would lead on that as opposed to, like you would lead on the, in my opinion, you would lead on the bargain, because then you get more cards, more sight, know what the best play is before you even do anything else. Like this, we take 3 down 2, and somehow we have to find a way to win the game. Breath weapon, huh? 6, 10, 12. We are so close. In all seriousness, we are actually reasonably close as well, which is rather annoying. But 2 damage off, like the bargain on the... Did the bargain? Have we lost due to a bargain on a wellspring? Rah! No, the end of the bargain anyways. GG. I think I probably should have blooded in Hydros instead of Annuls. But other than that, not the worst. Anyways, guys, see you guys for round number 2. Hey guys, welcome back here to round number 2. Obviously, currently 0-1 with the Grix Infinity matchup. Probably misboarded. Seems like it could be a reasonable matchup-ish. But, yeah. I must be making a name for myself. Because our opponent has wrote mono black weird stuff, question mark. Do I have a type? Clearly. So we'll keep this hand. This hand's semi-reasonable. We've obviously got Rumble here. Our opponent says, oh, what the heck is that? So we have a Scred here for 2 if they play something. I'm assuming they are Kuldotha. Yep. Epicaro. Do we have a Breath Weapon here too? We'll probably look at Malevolent Rumble here to take a land. I feel like I don't want to Scred this. I maybe should have, but I don't really want to. Island. We have a Lorien Reveal here, so we can... Do we Lorien Reveal for an island, then Rumble? Or do we Lorien Reveal for an island and hold up Counterspell? I feel like we have to go Counterspell, right? I'd rather have a Counterspell up. The interesting thing is because obviously I had to make a conscious decision here because of obviously the way our mana is. Like we don't have a blue-green land, for example. So we have Counterspell up here, which can obviously stop Kuldotha or the Bushwhacker or whatever sort of shenanigans. We then still have Scred up too, and then we can follow this up with a Breath Weapon. So like Kuldotha, I'm probably not going to counter because of Breath Weapon. I would rather counter the Bushwhacker for the haste, because then I can clean it up with the Bushwhacker, the Breath Weapon. Pitchin. Oh, they're like a Madness. Sure. Maybe I should have counted that actually. So we will play Rumble here. We'll get the Bountiful Landscape, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can't Counterspell here. I would wish I could be able to Counterspell this, grab the prize. Unfortunate, really. So I think this is worth... Is it worth a Breath Weapon? Or do we just Scred this? I feel like I just want to Scred this. And that is because I want to sack this for a coloured land. I'll take the 1. I think I do want an island, right? Red, green, green, red. So we'll get an island here. Green, red, 1, 2. So if I do it this way, green, red, 1, 2. Then I can still hold up Counterspell. Probably the best way of doing it. 5 cards in hand and on 12 is quite worrying, but something we can definitely work around. We'll then follow this up with a Rumble, sorry, a Mystic. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, holding up. And then we can have a Rumble plus Counterspell, right? So I think letting this resolve is fine, but then countering this is probably where we want to be. I like countering the grab the prize, because they're currently casting this. Yep. Scary stuff. Without a 5 and they've got 2 cards in hand. We need something like a Spell Pierce here, which Rumble doesn't get, which is quite annoying, but we found it anyways. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here we can Rumble followed by a Spell Pierce. Rumble with like an island, I think. Well, we got a mountain. I take the mountain, I can then potentially Breath Weapon, not that I'll need it. And then otherwise I can just jam some creatures here. If that's the case, do I then put in. Do I then take the Terror here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can take the Terror and do it for 1 mana. I think that's probably best, right? This is already a 4/5. Attack. We've just got to try and get them dead as quick as possible. However, they do have 2 cards in hand, so we are likely going to die. But we need to hope that they've just got clunky stuff like Fiery Temper. Faith for Sloan. Go. So we need to hope that they're basically going to pay for like a Kitchen Imp and such. So let's counter this and hope that they don't have 2 more burn spells. So they have to pay for this basically to deal 3. Yeah. Do they have Land Bolt? Cool. So, Weather, Hydros, Gorilla Shaman, all fine. I think we're all happy with that. Avenger Hunt not good. Admiral not good. 7. So then do we just cut Rumble? Do we need all these breath weapons? Maybe not. Maybe cut 2 Rumbles, a breath weapon, and a Scred. Like that. I think the deck's got some clunkiness and some issues, but so we don't have a second land. We do have a Rumble double Hydro, but I think we're mulligan. Let's keep this. Let's bottom a Rob. I'm actually on the no. Do I bottom a spell piece here or do I bottom a weather? I'm sort of half thinking about my land to be honest, but I think it might be the weather, you know. And then we'll lead on this into Oliphant for a Fjord. Yeah. Oh dear. We can do this. I assumed they were on Cold Author for quite a while. Obviously, they ended up being on Madness. So we're in a Fjord here. We'll pass. And then we can sort of look at holding up blue. We maybe should have led on Landscape, to be honest. But, then just play Landscape here and pass. I still... No, I guess I'll play Fjord. So I can hold Spell Pierce here, or Weather. I guess the Landscape I could play both. I could potentially play both of these. But here I'm trying to counter something like Grab the Prize. So, and this is sort of what I was thinking here. So we want to hit this. And then obviously they do have Kitchen Imp here. So they are getting quite aggressive. Which is slightly annoying, but is what it is. It's great, huh? Play this out. So we can go Brainstorm. Brainstorm, Scred, Weather. All the fine options. We can go Counterspell Weather. I feel like it all depends on what they do, right? If they go for like another Grab the Prize. This is sort of tied our hand a little. Let's Scred this. Take 1. Jagger Barons, take another 1. I think we end the turn Brainstorm. Writhing Chrysalis, Counterspell, Murmur Mystic. I like the Murmur Mystic can go. And then we put the Counterspell on top. And then we just Weather. I think so. Like, casting 3 spells is still fine. Again, a 9 life. And then we can... Do we draw the Counterspell? Or do I just play this Writhing Chrysalis? I have 4 cards in hand. I think I'm just going to pass. And then Counterspell something. Because they're going to end a turn blood as well. No. Decided against it. Doing Counterspell, then get an island. Faithless. I think Faithless is probably worth a Counterspell. You just want to... I'm going to the point now. We'd Grab the Prize that I'm sort of trying to make the hand pretty clunky. Yeah. Get an island here. And then looking at this, they've got like a very creature-heavy draw. Obviously, double Kitchen Imp and an Epicure. So we'll probably follow with a Chrysalis next turn. Obviously, look at trying to kill this. Another Jagged Barons. Sure. I'm definitely sure I shuffled that, but okay. Murmur Mystic seems very odd to me, though. It's currently very mid. We run a lot of creatures. So... And I do get, obviously, Murmur Mystic's a unique card, and it takes over the game in its own right in certain decks. So having access to it is probably not the end of the world, but coming to a commitment of making 2 Murmur Mystics and only 1 Monarch guy is quite a big ask, in my opinion. So we're just going to hope that this Writhing Chrysalis just sort of controls the board a little bit. And then we can then stabilize with like counterspells and Murmur Mystic. That's the game plan. But if I have a Garth Blast doesn't work at the moment, we could play an artifact land here or something that produces an artifact and then have grab the prize. Flashback looting is less scary though. This would likely mean they're gonna tap out for whatever they've got planned. Or it means their hand's pretty clunky. Arms plus kitchen imp, sure. Oh dear. So they're gonna arms us. They got 23, we got 15. Madness. It's interesting to see if they will attack. I feel like they probably shouldn't, but they squeeze 2 damage in and have 4 cards in hand, so it might matter. We'll just block here. I don't need to sack these either. 2-3. Could bolt this. Epicure, oh sure. We're at 12, they've got 2 cards in hand. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna sack one of these. The Murmur Mystic. And pass. So I've still got the same amount of board presence to an extent, as in I've still got 2 ground blockers, 1 flying blocker, but I have a Murmur Mystic instead of a spawn. I can still hold up counterspell, which is probably pretty relevant when they've only got 3 cards in hand. Arms. That's an arms. Vampire's Kiss. I think that's fine. We have Grushan potentially. I just don't give him too much value. Fiery Temper. To the face. Sure. I don't have too much of an issue. Like 7, 2 cards in hand. It's not the end of the world. We're going to need something fairly quickly though. Okay. So we will counter this one. Whee! And they can't really attack. Sure. Perfecto. Brainstorm is a reasonable draw. Get a Sculpt our hand in it, hopefully a good way. Hydro and Terror. And obviously a Writhing Chrysalis. So, I feel like we have to... Let's think. So we want to go this, then this. Right? 2, 3, 4, yeah. And we just want to hold up Hydro. So here we can attack. We attack with this. I feel. They'll probably take it. We can double block the Kitchen Imp with some birds. And then block the rest. Still no real issue there. Grab the prize, pitching a Snacker. I am perfectly fine Hydro in this. No card advantage for you. Pitching a Great Furnace to draw a card. Then another card draw spell to bring this Snacker back, which they don't have. The problem is now we are basically going to have to turn the corner. So we're going to have to start attacking rather aggressively. So, which is also another reason for the Chrysalis. Because it blocks this whole board, but while it still lets us attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we attack like this. Good amount of pressure. They get a free block on a bird though. And they have to block a Chrysalis. That's pretty good going. Which makes sense, to be fair. There's no point in them taking too much when these are never getting through. I probably should have attacked and then played it, but I was thinking if they don't block, they could pump this, but... Another grab the prize. Pitching a Bolt. Ouch. Bring back Snacker. Very much could be dead here. Bolt. Yep. Bolt. Yeah. I think there's too much noise in this deck, to be honest. How it functions. Yeah. I think also the lack of direction from the sideboard. Like decks like this, you can't just commit 3 weathers and hope to have one that'll win you the game. Like, you need multiple weathers. So, and obviously multiple Hydros. Like, a 3-3 split isn't good enough for a deck like this or Kuldotha, to be honest. I'm still not hugely sold on Murmur Mystic. It seems very mid in this deck right now. But yeah, interestingly enough. So, I'll see you guys for round number 3. Hey guys, welcome back here to round number 3. Let's see if we can get a win on the board here with our sweet deck. This hand seems like a keep. Obviously, Rumble's pretty good at obviously even just clearing the Brainstorm here too. So we could actually go Brainstorm Landscape into Brainstorm Rumble as a good way to clear, or even like sort of like Augur style, as in fine, we can sort of make sure we get our hit. You know what I mean? Let's see what we're against first before we commit anything, but seems like a solid start. Black, Blood Fountain, Okie dokie. I expect a refurb to be coming here, even if it's white-black, but it is Grixis. So, So I just don't want this and the island, right? This and the island. Shuffle, get an island. Seems pretty good to me. And to draw for turn. 1 spell, 2 spells. If we hit 4 spells here, we could actually Terra. But if I would just play this, play Rumble. Yeah, let me just hit Terra here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't hate this. So we can brainstorm and still shuffle into double Terra next turn. Probably just want blue source as well with Lorien revealed. Because we want to try and go Terra, hold up. Counterspell, I imagine. Wow. We don't want Breath Weapon, we don't want Lorien revealed. Do we just sack this and step for an island? Probably. Seems the most mana efficient player, right? Do I just play 1? I feel like I just play 1. And I'll probably brainstorm Oliphant. Wow. All 4 brainstorms. Do I even brainstorm Oliphant here, right? I need onto the land. It's probably Murmur Mystic, Oliphant. Maybe Spell Pierce, actually. And then cycle the Oliphant. Get a blue-red land. Doesn't seem the worst. Then we follow it with a Chrysalis. Unless we draw a counterspell. Swing for 5. We follow with Chrysalis here. Or Terra. Or neither. Neither is also an option. Force them to answer the Terra. I kind of think I want to play Chrysalis. Oh. Our opponent's not really done anything. So I just played lands. So Crackland Shaman, Toxin, this is something we need to be conscious of. If they do have it, fair enough. If they don't have it, also fair enough. It is the Crackland. Toxin. So do I island cycle into go Terra Lorien revealed? I think so, right? We're just gonna basic island here. I'm sacking this now so they just gain less life. I do also love the fact that if we just draw a Terra here, we can just go Terra plus. Yeah, it's fine. They only gain 3. Let's cast this. Draw 3. Terra. So currently got no. This is the problem with Rumble. Like now Rumble gets us a creature, which is fine. Like it's relatively okay. But I don't really want to mill any cards. I've got no interaction. I think it was a good shout to just obviously play a 1 Terra and then follow that up with a Chrysalis. 4, 5. We'll cast another one. I think we play the island here, right? Just to represent counterspell. We don't need to commit any rumbles. We don't need to commit another terror either. And I think I'm overall okay with this. We can brainstorm, we can scred. We've definitely got a lot of outs. And they've only got 2 cards in hand. A Kenku's a problem. I maybe should have even committed another terror. To be honest, with only 2 cards in hand. But we know they have access to a lot of draw spells. We know they have, obviously, Blood Fountain at Crackland. So all they actually need is another Toxin. And we needed to find answers for that. So that's kind of why I was happy at Lorien revealed there. Trying to find Scred and stuff. We'll just discard this. Battleful Landscape can obviously be discarded. Makeshift Munitions. I'm going to brainstorm just to try and find a Spell Pierce, to be honest. We probably don't need both Rumbles, so we'll just pitch them. Sure. No mana here. I don't really want to shoot this to then have it. Yeah, I'll just pass. So attack for 5. They block, that's okay. Play Battleful, one of the Rumbles goes, which is totally fine. I feel like do we commit another Terror? The problem is if we commit another Terror, we're really cold to Crackland Shaman. 1, 2, 3. And I have a lot of stuff. I think I'm not going to commit. I think that's fine. Like, I feel like this is enough pressure, right? We're hitting for 12 next turn. Seems like a solid amount. Blood Fountain back a refurb. And a Crackland. Crackland. Refurb. I'll just discard this landscape. But if they have to sacrifice a lot of their board here, I think I'm fine with that. We're going to put it on here. Even though this has trample, we're going to put the 2 counters on the 7/7. Because A, they have to sacrifice more stuff. And B, it's hard. Well, I actually don't think they can kill it now. They have to sack all 5. Well, they have to sack 5 things here. Because we have a scred if the toxin. Oh, 3. 2 even. 3. 4. 5. And bargain it away. And they still have 4 mana and a blood fountain. And draw 2 cards. Sure, can't do anything about that. Then draw for 10. Another Writhing Chrysalis, huh? So we'll just go red, blue, green, and 1. Here's another Writhing Chrysalis. Scary. And then we'll play Terra. And then we'll pass. Ample amount of pressure. They're going to lose 5, go to 11. We don't need to commit a scred to this just yet, because we can just block. They've only got 4 lands in play. 5 cards. 6 lands. Merit Force, sure. No problems there. Refurb will discard a Rumble. Do they have a Galv Blast for this Writhing Chrysalis? They have another Crackland Shaman. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to try and fight for this initiative now and sack a bunch of stuff. Sack a Mirror Enforcer. Sack a Refurb. 3. 4. I have to sack another thing. 5. I'll sack this. Add a counter. Interesting that they kept the Blood Fountain alive as well. I'm just going to sack this other one here and start look at gone from there. Sack this. They have 2 lands. I find that so funny. Crackland Shaman, throw my whole board at the wall. Yes, you guys dead. So, after all that, I'll spread your guy. And they didn't even sack. Yeah. Didn't even sack it to ping me for 1. Okay. So look at trapping you here. 3 to 11, then play another Chrysalis. Seems reasonable to me. You're on 11. You have 2 cards in hand. Oh my god. That was incredible. I have another Chrysalis. Yeah. Didn't even need to reveal the other Terror. So, I was sort of in the same boat, but obviously we want Hydros instead of a null, right? Maybe we could take out more for them both, I think. But I think Spell Piece is probably pretty good. I'm still not a big fan of Rumble here. Probably not really a fan of Breath Weapon either. That's 7, so that's these. Avenging Hunter and Azure Fleet, maybe we have to keep in. Maybe we cut a Spell Pierce for 2 nulls. Yeah, it seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. Good that we managed to get the first game. Wow, can't. No! No! We found a 1-off Gorilla Shaman. No! This seems fine. We'll just get rid of the Scred here, right? And then we'll just go Island, hold up Spell Pierce, end of turn Brainstorm into Lorien for a red land, probably. Yep. I think the plan still stays the same. We want a Spell Pierce, most likely, whatever they're playing on 2. Or nothing. And then hold up Brainstorm. Yeah. I think I'm fine holding up Brainstorm here. Woo! I mean, Brainstorm end of turn. Woo! Right, so what do we want to draw? We probably don't need a Azure Fleet. And we get a Riven Chrysalis and then redraw the Riven Chrysalis. Yep, and then we'll play Rhinewood. And then again, we're just going to hold up Spell Pierce, and then if nothing, then we'll shuffle the Azure Fleet away, get a red source. And we're just going to look at casting turn 4 Chrysalis. They did nothing. They did nothing? We also never showed them a single counterspell, like actual hard counterspell. Pretty good. We can hold up counterspell here. We can Brainstorm, Spell Pierce. They've missed lands though as well. Let's see if we can. Blood Fountain. Absolutely not. You gonna fight over this? No. I didn't think so. And it's brings up. I think I was gonna say Castify is probably one of the very few cards that actually changes what we planned on doing here. So we're gonna do this and this. Then we'll just draw the mountain. And I'm just going to cast into the fire, exile target artifact, being this land here. Goodbye. Goodbye, your black sauce. So here they can Pyroblast. That basically is it. Pyroblast. What else? Pyroblast and Galv Blast. All the options that they can do. Island, which we knew about, right? And then now we just try and focus on getting them dead. So we play the Writhing Chrysalis over the Azure Fleet because, again, we're purely focused on trying to get them dead. And then next turn we might even commit both. Especially if they're missing another land here. No, easy. GG! We got one on the board. See you guys for round number 4. Hey guys, welcome back here to round number 4. I think this hand's a keep. It's not ideal, but we can end for a green-red land, or Lorien Reveal for a blue-red land, and get a green here. Or vice versa, because we've obviously got a bazillion land cyclers here, so we'll hold up Spell Pierce as well here, and then maybe even not get a land cycler this turn, and just actually, whoa, Flickertron. Yes. I will hard Spell Pierce that. Draw. Go Islands. I think that Island cycle for a basic to Brainstorm. I definitely want to Spell Pierce this because you want to limit how many spells they can actually cast. Because, like, it's just fairly common that they will only have a few blue, red, or whatever sources that they would need. I feel like I don't want that removal anyways, so I'd rather just... I maybe should have cycled the Ent there and got a blue-green land. Because now I'm going to have to Ent for a basic forest, which I feel like I don't actually want. So then play Chrysalis. Natural Tron. Scary. I'm going to Ent for a forest. 3. So I could play as a fleet. Unsure if that's what I would actually like to do, but especially with 2 guys, it seems pretty bad. So we're just going to play Chrysalis into Chrysalis. Maybe actually be able to play Chrysalis into Chrysalis, then Azurfleet as well next turn. Yep. Lorien. Spicy. Green, red, 1 and 2. Chrysalis. Prohibit. Sure. That Azurfleet here or Terra. I think I probably just want an Azurfleet, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. They literally only have 1 blue source, so I think I'm fine doing this. And I don't want to attack, I want to hold back. And then probably look at committing next turn. Especially with the Lorien Reveal plus Rumble. Followed up by Terra. We just want to Stranglehold the colours, like right now. They can only cast 1 coloured spell a turn, as it currently stands. And then just pressure the life total like hell. And that's basically our game plan. So we're hopefully going to utilise this Writhing Chrysalis to just sort of get us there. Oh. Absolutely perfect. Murmuring Mystic, huh? Let's play a Battleful. An awkward one. I guess we attack for 3, right? I would like to play the Murmuring Mystic. I feel like it's not going to happen. Or not going to successfully happen here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's play Murmuring Mystic here. If it resolves, I will Rumble, because then at least I still make a bird. You know, counter this. Teachings. Meteor. We could get Meteor here and kill the 5/6. Or the Crashing Boulder, or whatever it's called. Runaway Boulder, that's it. Kill this. That's pretty good. Sure. I'm assuming they're going to kill the Chrysalis. Go. Do you want a Vengeance Hunter or Terror? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 spells, 5 spells, 6, 7. So we can play Terror here, but I think we probably just play a Hunter. Actually, probably just get a Terror, right? I think Hunter seems actually the best, right? Yeah. And it's cost 2. So then we have enough blockers here to sort of get there, unless obviously we've got a Flicker here. Impulse. That's my camera angle really weird. That way. Again, pretty unfortunate there, like obviously with the Runaway Boulder, but is what it is. I do like this card in Teachings decks, obviously being able to grab it. Get a Conduit Pylon, increasing the number of spells that can cast. Pretty good going. I still feel like it's probably shouldn't be Conduit Pylon as well, it should be Caves. I think Caves is much better in this deck. The Surveil's probably not massive. Where the Caves actually is a reasonable win con, making your Muldrifter a 4/4. Literally doubles your clock. Because the clock is, I'm going to attack you with Muldrifters. But, what do I know? White. 2 and a white. Is this a Stonehorn? Stonehorn will be horrendous. That Thraben Charm, my 3rd. Oh, to attack. Take the Monarch. Sure. That's less exciting. Yes. So I have no coloured sources. We effectively have Rain to let anything resolve here. Not a bad draw either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, yeah. So we're gonna attack with everything bar the Mystic. Swing for 8. Yep. Take 3. We take the Monarch back. Sweet. We then play this island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will then cast a Lorien Revealed. Woo! Rumble, Breath Weapon, and a 1. Okay. Sure. I can't believe we got them with a Spell Pierce as well on an Energy Refractor. That's good going. I will block, weirdly enough. And I'm assuming they're going to flicker. Well, that's their game plan. Impulse, sure. So I'm basically just going to play probably Avenging Hunter into Outer Spell, but we'll see. 7, 10 is 12. 12 mana. No, okay. Not 12 mana. Yes. Blue Greenland. Yeah. The Islet is here. 2 and a green. Cost 10 and a green. I'm at a loss. It's a big X spell. Surely not. Oh, is it Hydra? No. No, 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 no. We have an Islet and 2 cards. Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I actually probably should just attack and Breath Weapon. To be fair. Kills this. Kills my birds, but kills this. They have no board. 3. Okay. So, anyways, we don't need Breath Weapon. We probably want some number of annuls. We don't really want Casting Defies, I don't think. Spell Pierce gets bad pretty quickly. We are in the draw as well, so it gets even worse. Hydra's a red, Beb's a blue, so we want blue. I think that's sort of it, right? Keep Screds for obviously that sort of stuff. I don't think I want the Gorilla Shroud. I could want the Casting Fires. Probably not though. So I'd just cut 2 Rumbles, do more Spell Pierces. Yeah. I think having some sort of stack interaction. Rumble's sort of mid. It helps us speed out Terror, but that's probably about it. We can't keep an all-lander. Can we keep a 6-lander? I actually think we can. Bottom in the forest. Actually, probably bottom the Highland Forest. Yeah. Right that. Mine! Fjord. Oh, there's a cave. So there must be one of each. That's fair. That makes sense. That makes sense. Island. So we can actually just play the forest here and then cycle the landscape. I am hard countering a Refractor. I feel like Refractor is a very powerful card in their deck. Especially, they didn't even hit a land drop, right? Oh. We'll play forest. And if they don't do anything, we'll cycle. If they do something, we will counter it. Ah, okay. We're getting people with the mana screw. Look at that. Let's go. Do. Let's draw a card. See what we're going to draw off there. Oh. Winner. Winner. Probably would have just went for the Azafleet there as well. But we could have also Lorien Revealed. If the missed land drop, I think we just go Azafleet because they can't even prohibit it. They could reb it actually, so maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. 2-2. Reverse sweep. See you guys for round number 5. Hey guys, welcome back here to round number 5. See if we can do the reverse sweep. We're against Dredge. Dredge. Good job with the Spell Pierce. We have 0 hit for this, so this is going to be fun. So if they don't have the Exhume, great. They do have the Exhume. Oh. Prowler? Sure. There's a Dread Return. We will cycle this for a Greenland. Look at all these lands. I do think we are flooded quite a lot. I think the deck probably has maybe 1 or 2 too many lands. I also don't think Murmuring Mystic probably deserves a slot in the deck, especially not as a 2-of. We'll take the 1. We need to get to a point where basically it's turn 5, where we hold up Spell Pierce plus have Writhing Chrysalis in play. And then that's our best bet. And then after that, we just sort of like hopefully try and build interaction. There's a Swamp. Stinkweed. Sure. Let's go. We might actually even follow with Murmur Mystic first over Writhing Chrysalis as a better way to deal with this Stinkweed. But I guess it all depends on what they start doing. We also need to keep Breath Weapon in mind as well to clear the board. I currently don't know we are Rug. We probably think we're like Turbo Fog or something with Snowlands. And sure. 1, 2, 3. They just need to keep hitting land drops to play their big stuff. And then follow it with Dread Return Exhume is their game plan. And then we need to sort of look at countering their stuff of importance, Lot Left Giants, Dread Returns, Exhumes, etc. While also holding up Breath Weapon so they can't flashback a Dread Return. Is sort of where we're looking at. So like now I won't play Murmur Mystic and hold up Spell Pierce. I'll have to play a turn later. Where I can Murmur Mystic, hold up Counterspell. Okay. Actually might work out in our favour. So they'll pay 2. We use 2 worse counterspells. Spell Pierce obviously gets worse over time. Plays Island. And then pass. So we have Counterspell here. For any big threat they'll probably play. So they've got another Forest in hand plus 4 unknowns. They'll play this Forest and then probably drop a big bomb. We'll take the 2. Set Wayfinders, no issues. Oh. Land 3 unknowns. Red Return, Tiger, and Troll. I feel like this is fine. In all seriousness. We can draw Scred. We can also just play a Writhing Chrysalis to block it. Rumble. Aye. So we'll probably just take 6 here. Got 7. No, sure. You can gain as much life as you want. I don't actually really care. I'm probably going to win via decking if I'm honest. Is probably our route to victory here. 8 dredge 5. They have a lot left. 2, 3, 4. So we probably again we take this. And then next time we play another Writhing Chrysalis, and then we're sort of laughing. They play a Forest that we know about. It's got 3 cards in hand. There's a Dread Return. No. We're on 7. We have no real life gain. So we basically have to counter every Dread Return in some respect. So obviously, flashback Dread Returns can get countered by a Breath Weapon. That is something to note. We will not be blocking this, but we will be casting another Writhing Chrysalis. Oliphant is actually a semi-reasonable draw. So play another one. And then this will basically counter this. Because this is, they'll become 7s. And then we want to look at holding this counterspell up. The awkward thing is they can... What is the awkward thing? They could play Dread Return here. And then a creature. Exhume. 9, so we have to counter this. And then if they have a Dread Return, we die. And just for note as well, obviously using 2 Spell Pierces for the first Exhume doesn't really matter. Under the same logic. Maybe I should have blocked this, but it was wrong to do so because we block this. These all die, this stays alive, and play this. This blocks this. Yep. Sure. We don't really have much to sideboard, right? Casting at the fire, maybe. Did a Murmur Mystic. Null doesn't do anything. Hydroblast doesn't do anything. Gorilla Sham doesn't do anything. Red Armor Blast doesn't do anything. I bought in Weather. Take a bit of pressure off. But I don't think I'm a fan of that. We need basically early pressure plus stuff. So we have interaction in the forms of Spell Pierce. We have Landscape for an island into Brainstorm, get a land, hopefully an Oliphant. Let's play this. And the reason we have to do it this way is because we might need a Spell Pierce island. Nice. They had a tap land, so we most likely don't need a Spell Pierce, but still. Point still stands. End, sure. Get a Haunted Mire. Forest. Odd. Odd why I also did it before draw. Alright, okay, they're gonna Rumble. Rumble Belt, even. Milling over, sure. So let's Brainstorm. Rumble. Kinda want to get this to get a red-green land. So then... But then I also don't really want to mill it over. Probably Rumble Brainstorm. And this gets a red-green. Actually, probably should be... Agreed. This helps us cast any spell, pretty much. We still get hold up Brainstorm. But maybe I wanted to Lorry Reveal for a red land, red-blue land. So then at least it was a spell, right? Because I would have had 2 spells in the bin. But we'll see. We're going to hopefully Brainstorm plus Spell Pierce here. Troll. Yeah. Back for 1. You got it. Yes. Troll is fine. It's Brainstorm. Land. So what do we want? We want these. Do we not want the Scred and don't want the Azafleet, maybe? Are we getting to the point where the Spell Pierce isn't relevant? That could also be an argument. 1, 2, 3. We got a blue-red land here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can just play a Terra, but then they're free to do whatever they want. They're free to do whatever they want anyways. So, do I just play it as a fleet? I think that's my game plan here, is play this. Try and draw into something better. Maybe I should have kept the Scred. Bottom the land. I feel like Spell Pierce isn't worth anything pretty much at this point. Hence why I put it back. But maybe it was. We can't exhume for free either, we get Oliphant. So, Rumble, well, I wish I could have Spell Pierced that. Or, so, assuming they go, can't take that. Not take the Mesfiend, so yeah. Bolt. Let Haunted by it. So they've got a Prowler. No Dread Return yet. If they attack, we basically block, kill the bigger one, take 1. They do take the Monarch though, for a turn, yeah. Oh. Brainstorm's not a bad draw. Let's just sculpt our hand a little bit better. We don't want a mountain, and we don't want a Bountiful Landscape, right? And then we'll play the Landscape. Do this for 3. And then we can probably hold out for a turn, right? And attack for 3. Oh, we drop. Need to be careful with the Monarch, obviously. For what am I trying to say? We can be careful with the Monarch because obviously he can give them an extra dredge. We have 0 graveyard here in our deck. And 3, 4. So we can 6 potentially. So we'll probably shuffle here in our turn. Rather that we know about. Did they play the land? We knew it, yes. Stinky. Excuse me. We need more counters. Mesfiend, huh? Okay. So they're at the point where they have to take the Breath Weapon. Otherwise they'll wipe the board. But then they also have to take the Scred. So I'll get rid of it. So, but yeah, this makes sense. At least they then get a free attack potentially. With this information. Get a free attack. Okay. Goodbye. There's my Breath Weapon. I'm going to get a red land here. No, I'm going to get an island. What am I talking about? Draw a random card. So I can play... How much is this? 3. 2. 2, huh? 1, 2. So... Let's swing here for 8. Force them to do something. Most likely block. In some capacity. Probably just a single block. Oh, double block here. Do I care? No. And we'll play Terra. And we're still holding up Breath Weapon, which is sort of relevant. Yep. And we do a counter spell, which is also good. And they are on 12. But they obviously will have access to Gnaw to the Bone in some capacity. Which is again also fine. Did they mill? They did. They got a Dread Return, Lotleth. And they have 13 creatures. Our graveyard is less relevant. They mill over a Scrapwork Mutt, which is actually pretty strong. They play a Scrapwork Mutt. Sure. I am going to respond to this by Breath Weaponing. I think that seems like the smartest thing to do. This prevents them a Lotleth Giant. To Dread Return a Lotleth Giant. They can hard cast one, for sure. They're an Acorn Harvest. Wow, that was lucky. And 90. They literally milled over exactly what they needed. They were on 13 creatures, right? And they basically, we put 2 of them in the bin, put them at 15. and then they milled over 3 creatures, so we're actually dead. No, we're not, right? Unless they mill again. They have to mill over 2 more creatures. So 21. Acorn Harvest still has 21. Dread Return, 20. Exact, well, 1 more than exact. Wow. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think we were just about to turn the corner. Maybe I was a bit premature on that. But basically, well, so for example there. So, I get... I don't know. So they played that. They have 4 mana left open. They could discard a Stinkweed, mill 5, let that resolve, flashback a Dread Return, sacking 3 guys, 1 guy left. No, 0 guys left because they sack all 3 with 4 mana open. I then counterspell the Dread Return because obviously there's nothing else I can do there. Counterspell over the Dread Return. They can then hard cast another Dread Return or an Exhume and kill us. And they'd seen 2 Exhumes already, 2 Dread Returns, so they had 2 Dread Returns, 2 Exhumes as a chance to kill us that we didn't know about. They had 3 cards in hand. Or I just Breath Weapon there, and then they have to mill over. They have to mill over an Acorn Harvest to be able to cast everything there. Yeah, it's super unlucky. But again, we're saying that like we're sitting here like we're a really favourite deck. We have 0 graveyard hit in our entire 75. So Dredge just gets to do what they want with no real pressure. Like I think we would have to draw Rumble into basically Terra early turn 3 and just go for it. And that's basically it. But yeah, this was the deck that obviously I chose as best brew. Pretty sweet. It's very fun. It does have some conflicting aspects about it. Obviously, I'm still not a big fan of Myra Mystic in this list. But I also really don't like the sideboard. I feel like the sideboard is... I like the idea behind the sideboard, but also, in fact, with Pauper, it's not modern. You can't just say, oh, it's okay, I have 1 Gorilla Shaman, I'm going to win against this. It's not Rest in Peace level. So you need to see, like in Madness and Kuldotha, you need to see 6 to 8 sideboard cards, and you need to see as many as you can. So if you are struggling against a deck, like it looks like Madness, it looks like Red would be an issue, you need 8 sideboard cards. If you think Control's going to be an issue, you need 6 to 8 sideboard cards. And against Control, we have 3. We have counters in our main board, but we have 3 Red Elemental Blasts. Yeah, and also, one thing that I did note is we only have 4 removal spells. And I feel like I needed more than 4 removal spells. 6 at least. Could consider 2 more. Don't know what it would be. Bolt probably is pretty good. But yeah, I think probably we need 2 less threats to start with. And we probably... Rumble's fine, but it's not great. You're not Turbo, not Terrors, so it's not fantastic. It feeds Writhing Chrysalis, but other than that, I feel like probably some other draw spell would be better. Ponder. Preordain. Maybe. But, anyways, that's besides the point. This deck is sweet. Fun to play. And if you want to try it out too, obviously check out Manatraders. The code is in the description below for 10% off for the first 2 months. But also there's a referral code even if you are planning on trying it. And then finally, Fortnite item shop. Check it out. I am back in check out the item shop, code Teasdale. If you ever buy anything, I am back to normal now, was what I was also trying to say. Obviously struggled over the past few months with obviously trying to test for Nationals because nobody wants to see Glee. I'll probably post up I've got a few videos backlogged from trying to test, which I was avoid putting up because nobody likes to watch Glee. But I'll probably put them up whilst also still putting up normal content instead of a normal video, just to sort of pull it back together. And if anyone wants to watch them, they can watch them. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. I've got a Pili-Pala deck to try. What else? We've got Hair Apparent, obviously, still to go. And I think there's an element... Is it Elemental? This guy. I've got a blue-red deck to try with him. Similar to, obviously, what we've obviously had beforehand. I might even try this card too. So, we'll see. A lot of interesting stuff to start with. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.